Welcome to the Poor Man's Gourmet Kitchen, where we share gourmet recipes at a low-budget wonder. Now check this out.
First thing you want to do is chop an entire onion into half-inch pieces. Then chop several cloves of garlic and chop these up really fine. Now here I've got a leek, and I'm going to cut the white part only into little slices. You're also going to need some fresh parsley, and again, chop this up really fine. I put this in the soup and the dumplings. Now cut your celery sticks in half, and you want to just cut these into 1/8-inch slices. And that about covers all of our soup veggies, minus these shredded carrots I usually just buy for salads. Now in a hot pot I'm going to go ahead and drizzle some olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and add that chopped onion, the chopped garlic, our chopped celery, and our leek. And just go ahead and get that stirred around a little bit. Then add the carrot, followed by a few pinches of salt and pepper. And once that onion has whitened a bit, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of butter. Once that gets melted in, I'm going to dust it with a little bit of flour. And the amount you add is going to determine on how thick your soup turns out, because you want to immediately add the broth. Now I'm using chicken broth, but you can use vegetable if you prefer. Just give it a good stir and let the soup simmer. Now here I've got some dried rosemary, but I don't want it stemmy, so I'm going to grind it up and turn it into a powder. Once it looks something like this, you can go ahead and add it to your soup. I'm also going to go ahead and add some dill and some of that fresh parsley we chopped up. And once you go ahead and get that stirred in, it's a good time to give it a quick taste so you can adjust it for salt and spice. Now here I'm cutting out the breast portions of a whole chicken that I roasted yesterday. And all I do is remove the skin, and I just slice the length of the breast twice, and then I cut bite-sized pieces. And as soon as I've done that to both breasts, I can go ahead and add that to the soup. And again, more stirring. But this time we're going to go ahead and throw the lid on and let it simmer while we make the dough. Now I've got about 2½ cups of flour. I'm going to add salt, baking powder, and I'm going to add some ground sage. Also, a little bit of dill. And that fresh parsley we chopped earlier. Then you want to just whisk these ingredients together. Then you want to swap out the hook here and go ahead and start adding the wet ingredients with the butter, a couple eggs, and a little bit of milk. Now this dough is intended on being a little bit sticky, but you need to add a little bit of flour here and there to make sure you bring this dough together. But just so you know, this is completely normal to have it be this sticky. And I just work it off the sides of the bowl as well with a spatula. Now portioning, you can just scoop it out with an ice cream scoop or spoon, and then just take each one of these and drop them in one at a time. And if you want to vary with the size and play with that a bit, that's up to you. But they're going to grow once they cook. And you want to separate them with a spoon to make sure that they're not sticking together while they're cooking. At this point you can decide to put the lid on it or leave it off if you want to reduce your soup. But after 10 minutes of cooking over medium heat, they'll look just like this. And all that chicken and vegetables will be softened here on the bottom. You can just stir that up in there. Then you want to just go ahead and set this pot aside for about 5 minutes to let it cool a little bit before you serve. If you're interested in a few chicken recipes, I'll plug them at the end of this video. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Then just top it with a little more parsley. And there you have it, chicken and dumplings, right here in the Poor Man's Gourmet kitchen.
Thank you for watching, and be sure to stop by PoorMansGourmetKitchen.com for more recipes and exact ingredients.